you've been involved in, draw attention to police brutality, sexism, and so on. What do you do? Because it's very broad, but and why do you do it?
I'm a journalist and a blogger, and ever since I was a child, I felt that the media in Egypt is lacking something huge. Although the government claims that we are a democratic country with independent and free media and opposition, even opposition media, but everything is under control. Everything is being tampered with by the state security and by even the religious institution also interferes in what's being broadcast on the media. So I've always wanted something to give people the whole picture, the reality of what's really going on. That's why I found that the internet provides people with this possibility. So I've been working on utilizing all these social media technologies in order to provide people with the real picture of what's really going on in the country. So I've been using my blog, which is called Egyptian Awareness, to raise awareness among Egyptians, especially the young, because I believe that the young people are the ones who need to be empowered, and because they are the ones who are going to make change, and because they have been for a long time marginalized by both the government and the opposition, especially in fields like media and civil society and stuff like that. So my blog aims at raising awareness between Egyptians about their political rights, about human rights, about freedom of expression and tolerance and acceptance of others. I started with covering activities calling for democratic change in Egypt, because we have had a president for over 25 years now, and I claim that he's a dictator, and they want his son to succeed him in power. So there were movements like Kifaya and People's Movement for Change and the Revolutionary Socialists were holding demonstrations in the streets and chanting slogans against Mubarak. So it's natural that the traditional media outlets will perform some kind of self-censorship in order not to get into trouble or to clash with the regime. So I decided to take a camera and go and take pictures and videos and post them on my blog. But my blog was not only restricted to that. When people started finding that there was credibility for this blog and that they were getting news that they were never getting before from anywhere else, they started sending me their own material. So there were people out in the street with their mobile phones and they were like shooting an accident or something, and they sent me their videos to publish them. And some of these videos were videos that were leaked from inside police stations, which contained scenes of torture by the police of suspects inside police stations. And it caused a huge controversy in the Egyptian public opinion, because it was, for the first, people have always heard about activities like that happening inside prisons and detention camps and police stations, but they never saw it with their own eyes. And it resulted in the trial of two officers, at least 2 or 3 that I know of, who were trialed and sentenced to jail for the first time. And it was a precedent that the video that was posted on YouTube has been used as evidence in court. And now people are more courageous in come forward and report the incidents like that. I also covered an incident of mass sexual harassment that took place in Egypt in one of the religious festivals. And the first reaction of the regime was denial that it ever happened, and that everything's under control, and the police is like taking care of women in the streets, and Egyptian men are polite and they don't do stuff like that, and this kind of stuff. But eventually, it couldn't be ignored, and it took its place in the traditional media, and it was discussed on television and on newspapers. And nowadays, some NGOs are working on a draft law they are going to present to the parliament to criminalize sexual harassment of women. Enough talking about myself, I want to talk about the Egyptian blogosphere. The Egyptian blogosphere also, since we are in the Media Diversity Institute and we're talking about the marginalized and the people and the minority and the people who don't have a voice, the blogosphere in Egypt has helped people in a conservative country like Egypt to have a voice. Like homosexuals, for example, they started their own blogs and they are talking freely about their own lives and about their relationships and about their interaction with this conservative society. Women are writing about their problems, married or single or divorced. Christians who are persecuted, they are talking about their problems. Baha'is who is not people who are belonging to a religion that is not recognized in Egypt have a voice now, and they managed to win some cases in court and to get the religion written in their ID cards, or they forced the government to remove this religion from their ID cards. Why I'm doing it is because I think that the blogosphere in Egypt was needed, since the media is not really free and the civil society is not really doing its job, and also the political parties are not for real, because you have to have a permission from the government in order to start a political party. So I'm not claiming that the blogosphere is going to replace all of this, but it can act as a spark to start something bigger. I claim that we have been able to push the envelope, especially of the media in Egypt, to discuss issues that were taboo before, like torture, like sexual harassment, like religion, like stuff like that. And also we forced the NGOs that work on human rights by exposing them to work and do their job on preventing torture and protecting women and protecting children and stuff like that.
Well, thank you very much.